Good morning. So finally going to get back to gaming after nearly 2 months, almost 9 weeks away. I haven't played in probably 9 or 10 weeks. And we're going to get back in a fantastic way this weekend. Hopefully, God willing, everything goes all right for everyone in the group. Sam is now going to run Dell, Brian, and I in a Dark Age of Man second Chronicles. This will be a continuation of the first Chronicles that I ran for the guys. I'm not certain if Dell and Brian are reprising their characters for those, or if they're making new characters, but I will present here today in this video my character for those upcoming Chronicles. And I want to thank Sam, Brian, and Dell, of course, for playing more Dark Age of Man. And I want to really thank Sam for running it, right? So this will be the first time someone else has run Dark Age of Man that's involved Dell and I before we published it. So it's been a couple of years since another person has run our game, using our style, etc. Since before we've published it. So this is a watershed for Dell and I. It's a watershed in the history of our game. We're going to finally see somebody in public running our game outside of myself or Dell. So this is great. Published version. Okay, so Dark Age of Man, Sam has written, Dell shared with me while I was out of town via text on his phone, Sam's setup and, the kind of what's going on, where we're at in the world. I could read parts of it, but because I can't see it well on the phone, it was not, I haven't looked at it since, but I need the PDF myself, so I know the whole setup. But I went ahead and made a character because I know Dark Age of Man. I have the rule book, so not a problem, make the character. And I'll talk about that. But anyway, the setup from what I remember was phenomenal, and it is a continuation off of where we were at. But I think some time has passed, right? Sam has aged the world a tiny bit, just to it's marinated a little bit in the big changes. The young son of Washburn is now the Lord of Dredgewater. So it's kind of marinated in its juices, right? And now we got the young son, a little older, and he is running Dredgewater, which is so cool. And it's been, for the most part, I believe, if I remember right from his initial description, it's been pretty peaceful and calm since his reign started. Fantastic. So I cannot wait to do this. My preferred way of gaming now is this way, right? As a GM, and as a player, this is really how I prefer to role play. In character, role play first, giving the players a little freedom to imagine something that can or cannot manifest itself as legitimate. It can be challenged by the GM by asking us to make a luck roll or a mind check, etc. Right? So we don't create the world, but what I'm seeing in front of me, I can assume is there to some degree, or I can make a statement to. And we really drive it. Sam is naive narrator. He doesn't know where we're going. He might know a few things, and he should roll up random variables that he presents to us that we might have to embrace, etc. So we've discussed about this ad infinitum, but it is liberating as a GM once you realize, wait a minute, right? We know the world, we have these variables, and we have the players kind of generating momentum, right? So instead of dragging players along, you're coming down a road, you've come to a fork in the road, you can go right, you can go left, what would you like to do, right? The players are driving to some degree, right? Okay, so it's amazing. Dark Ages doesn't necessarily have to be my thing, although it is my favorite way of getting into this historical fantasy world, is through dark, gritty, almost to this, with fantastical elements, but very it leaves vague around the edges of Dredgewater, a world that can be very fantastical, very dangerous, very mystical, or whatever, right? Whimsical. So again, you have room to play with your Dark Ages in Dark Age of Man. But it's the style I refer to. The style as a player, as a character, in first person, try to be in character. And then, of course, as a GM, to be naive and to trust that we're doing this together, and we're all in the same headspace as to what it is we're doing, seeing, and we're going to be generous in our play, right? Okay, and this requires players that are a little more willing to be out, go out there. You can't be a wallflower in our game. You really can't. There's no room for wallflowers. You need to provide motivation. You need to provide much of your own imaginings to the world. So being a wallflower, just listening to what's being told to the party, listening to the party, and then just waiting to roll dice, not ideal, right, in our style of game. So let's go ahead and talk about my character. Where's my character? Oh God, don't tell me I don't have it up here. Let's see. My character. Where did I put him? Where did I save my character? Okay, Janus. So again, I have the rule book, although I unfortunately cannot remember exactly the details of Sam's setup, but it really doesn't matter. I know how to make the character. Janus of Lundon. So Janus is an old Roman name. It means doorway, gate. It means two-faced, right? And again, as a merchant, my character might metaphorically mean my character maybe can be a bit of a charlatan, maybe a bit two-faced in his dealings. But Janus of Lundon, and we spell London differently, he is a merchant. Body, I took a -1. He's sickly, which means he will have the fatigued condition always. He will never get healthier than fatigued. So he will always have one condition, fatigued. His mind, though, because I took a -1 body, I give him a +1 to his mind. I want him to be smart enough that he's literate, that he has seen some of the world, that he is got enough wits about him that he functions, using his mind. His spirit is 0. He's not a spiritual human being. He's not concerned with the spiritual ways of the world. He will certainly deal with the church and the clergy as they are due their respect, and he will certainly engage the clergy as an opportunity to sell them or barter his trade, right, his goods. Prestige 2, this means he's higher than a peasant. He's actually in the merchant class, which means he can break bread. He can command some respect from peasants, and he also has a bodyguard. So my prestige +2. So I'm not a nobleman, so to speak, but he is a traveling merchant with some repute, right? Some reputation, and a luck of +1. So -1 body is what purchased me that +1 luck. So I'm giving up a condition. My character's always fatigued as he's sickly, but I get a little +1 luck. And again, Janus is a world traveler. He travels the world, and then he trades in goods, and that might be some of his history. Okay. His purse then, because he's a merchant, is a +1, so he's a 3 purse. And that means he's got a nice bonus when he's bartering his spices, a nice bonus when he's using his whatever carried valuables or silver, etc., to barter and trade and to purchase. So he's got a fat bonus when it comes to bartering checks or just purchasing checks or acquiring things checks. So if I wanted to acquire the use of a ship, Sam could say, go ahead and make a purse check, Jason, as you barter to get a ship that would move you guys downriver. And I'd make a roll with whatever difficulty Sam's thinking, add my +3 to it, and I might win a small ship at the dock to take us downriver for, and we don't have to actually use currency, right? We don't actually, in our game, use gold. We don't count silver. We use purse. We use goods. We barter. So it can represent silver on my body or silver in my pocket, etc. But the reality is it's easier than counting, right? We don't carry treasure in our game. My body is -1, so that means my inventory is 3, which means I can carry 3 items about me. Clothes don't count really, but a sword, a shield, and something else might count, right? A helmet. I carry a sword. My combat rating is a 0, even with a good sword. So I do have a good sword. The sword would be traditional British fare of this particular era, circa 870s, 850 to 1066. It is a double-edged, flat-bladed sword, typical you would see, and cherished by the Brits in this period. And it's a good shaped sword. Conditioned fatigue. So I start automatically with in a dangerous situation, as we add every time you suffer physical, your condition grows to death, right? And it grows. I think we have 4 conditions. Boom, 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 dead, right? So that's the danger. He has good merchant clothing, travel clothing, and his trade good is rare spices of poor quality. Those are my choices, right? So for those of you who know history, spices were like gold. They were every bit as valuable. Salt and spices were extremely valuable because people didn't have them. You couldn't go to your Walmart and buy a rack of spices and put spices in your food, right? And get spices and salt, right? And so it was a valued good. But it's a poor quality, which means it probably didn't taste great. It may not be it may be old, right? It's not necessarily fresh if I've been traveling. Okay. So the description of my character. Janus is average in height, but he stands erect and square-shouldered. He is pale, gaunt, and sickly. So he stands at his full height. He stands erect. He's got squared shoulders, but he is pale and gaunt in face, and he has probably got dark eyes, sickly. He wheezes audibly, clears his throat often to clear phlegm. He wears his greasy brownish blonde hair in a bowl haircut, but it is combed even and straight. He is always aware of his appearance as a businessman. He is dressed in good merchant clothing, says he is from London. Of course, he says he is, but he's a little bit of a world traveler. So where is he really from? But he hails from London as far as this small town will know. He trades in rare spices, and therefore he travels with a bodyguard, an Arab, and again, named Yahmi. And in Arabic, Yahmi means guard. So he literally refers to his Arab guard as guard in Yahmi. So Yahmi is his name. That's what he calls him, and it just means guard. He doesn't speak the language. Yahmi does not speak English, doesn't speak the language. Janus delivers orders in hushed Arabic phrases. So that's how I will ultimately be giving orders to my bodyguard if I need to, a hushed, mumbled Arabic, which I will not actually do in session because I can't speak Arabic, and I will not, I will not try to. But imagine when I speak to Yahmi that is what is occurring with Janus. So there you have it. That is my first character since the release of our game. I have not played my game since we released it quite a while ago in PDF form. So this is going to be incredibly good fun. And I want to thank all the guys, but I want to definitely thank Sam for stepping up to the plate and offering an opportunity to be a naive narrator presenter in our game, and to present us more of Dredgewater in Dark Age of Man. So everybody out there, have a wonderful week. I will be back on tomorrow to do more RPG a day. And then we play on Saturday at some time, God willing, knock on wood. Fortunately, now that I'm not ill and I'm not traveling and I'm not dealing with some of the things, almost every session that we've had to cancel or we've had to reschedule has been because of my life. So I hope the guys hopefully have, they have. I mean, they've been gracious, but it's been all my fault, so to speak. So, and then I just took a month to deal with some personal stuff and family stuff as well, business and family. So it's been a crazy couple of months. Anyway, I'm ready to go, despite, still further work to do to discover exactly what's going on with my heart. But unless Sam somehow gets my heart rate way up on Saturday, the only guy who can get my heart rate up on Saturday would be Dale. Dale could get my heart rate up. My blood pressure could go through the roof. Dale could probably get it up. So if Dale gets my blood pressure heart rate up, I may pass out here live on, in session, or I may have to take a break. Right? No, it'll be so much fun. Anyway, I look forward to this. I hope we get it going, and we will record it. And hopefully everybody can tune in and enjoy a continuation of this Chronicles that we started, but with a slightly different character, and adding me as a character. And I'm not certain if Dell and Brian are introducing new characters. Don't know. Can't wait. And there may be more people playing that I'm not aware of. I've been so out of it, so gone. I really haven't. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what time they play on Wednesday or Tuesday nights now. So I got to organize all that. Thank you. Bye-bye.